Hi guys, we're back. So
Hello.
sorry, my camera's been going funny and it means that I have to do multiple videos, but hopefully my camera won't die during this. But
Fingers crossed.
yeah, fingers crossed. I don't know what's going on. I think it might be a sign I need a new camera, but anyway. We're here to talk about Lethal White, because Laura here literally like 10 minutes ago, 5-10 minutes ago, just finished it, and before she goes for the weekend, we need to talk about it. So, Laura, how you feel? Obviously, we're going to be doing spoilers and talking about it in depth. Just say that off the bat. I read it over a period of 5 days when it first got released.
Yeah.
And Laura, because of the book slump that she was going through, which we talked about in the previous video earlier this weekend, she hasn't been able to finish it, but she's.
I've done it.
Because you were on like about 250 a few days ago, and you've finished the whole book.
I did.
Now, that's like 600 and.
I decided it's 637 pages. I think
47.
47.
Yeah.
But I just decided to grab it by the balls and refuse to give in to it, and I'm so glad I did because I finished it in technically 3 days.
3 days, yeah, technically.
Because
you did that initial
burst,
a big chunk, and now you've read the rest of it over a period of a couple of days.
Yeah, and I loved it.
Yay!
I told you, didn't I, that I had the book a couple of days before it was released at work, because I work in a supermarket, and the book was delivered.
Yeah,
and I saw it out the back, and I opened the tote that had the books in it, and it had the date, and I was like, is that? And I opened the tote, and I shouted. No, I was on my own out the back, and I opened it, and I went, holy fuck! Like that. One of my colleagues came running. You okay? You okay? Yeah, it's just a book I've been waiting for ages.
A few years. Yeah.
I read a little bit, like the tiniest little bit, and I was like, oh my god, that beginning.
The beginning 30 pages is pretty amazing, because it picks up exactly where the last book ended with Robyn's wedding, but something happened the morning of or the day before the wedding with Matthew to do with taking Strike's number, or blocking his number entirely off the phone and deleting messages and all that lot. And she found out.
Yes, she did.
Because Strike turned up at the wedding and he said hello to her, and it kind of had because they had this massive falling out, and they kind of made up again, but in a very.
And I love the symbolism.
But it was, and he told her how he'd left messages, and she just goes, "What the fuck have you done, Matthew?" And the fact that she doesn't eat the entire day, she won't eat any of the meal.
It's a horrible wedding. Yeah,
it's
a horrible wedding.
And the beginning bit with the photographer and the swans.
The symbolism of the swans.
Oh my god,
it's just wonderful. I loved it. Because swans mate for life. And and then at the very end with the symbol of the swan.
Yes, yeah. But we'll get into that. So you have those 30 pages of the wedding, and some of it is just so funny, like with Strike falling asleep during the speeches and snoring, and how he gets on with Robyn's brother was really lovely. And then you get such heartbreaking stuff like the scene on the steps when the first dance is going on, and I'm like, oh god, JK, you're killing me. And then suddenly it jumps to a year later.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, things are tense, and difficult, and I just thought, like you said in your video about the mystery growing like mold.
It's like mold.
Yeah, it really
is.
There's
first few dots, and it just spreads and spreads and spreads.
It really, really is, and the way that it was constructed was so interesting.
Yeah.
That you had quite a big gap where there wasn't a mystery as such, other than who is blackmailing this person. But that's not enough to make a crime novel zing.
Yeah, you don't have to have it that every chapter something massive happens, something
No. But
sometimes you need those.
But to make the mystery actually happen in the middle of the book, apart from this other thing with Billy, who tells Strike that he saw a child being murdered.
Yeah, like 20 years ago.
He's got serious mental health problems, and he was going through an episode of psychosis.
Yeah.
So Strike doesn't know if this is real or not.
Yeah.
And he decides he can't let that go.
Yeah.
And it was amazing how that fed into the rest of the mystery when it eventually got going. And then it really got going.
Yeah.
And then this woman,
we love her,
this
but
genius.
My God, she kills us sometimes when she pulls the rug out from under your feet.
She went, nope. Like what was it I said? Wig snatched.
Yeah,
gone.
Snatched, gone.
I was, she's awesome. And chapter 55.
Chapter 55 is, my God.
Yeah, in this room went blue.
Yeah.
I was furious.
Yeah. Not with JK.
No.
With Matthew.
With Matthew.
For what he had done.
That absolute bitch.
You go through that chapter, you're going, you bastard for what you've done, and and then you're punching the air.
That's the least of it.
Because of Robyn, for her strength and everything and what she does, and then you're like going, JK.
Him shagging around, that's the least of it. That isn't really what I was angry about. It's the way he treats her, the way he talks to her, the way he panders to this ridiculous idea that, to appear to be wealthy, appear to be successful, but only on terms where he outshines her.
Yeah, it has to be entirely on his terms.
I just thought, you fucking prick.
Yeah.
He really isn't. I mean,
I
would use the words I used yesterday, but no.
they're rather strong words.
The strongest, most Anglo-Saxon word imaginable that I love for its blunt force and the trauma it can be used on.
Yes, yeah. But I think that, that chapter, you go through, like I said, multiple emotions because you're really angry at Matthew. You're punching the air for Robyn for being so strong.
Yeah.
You're loving the whole thing of her taking a phone call with Strike in the middle of the argument.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I couldn't help but go, oh my God, like laugh a bit.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, is this happening?
Because to me,
but you can understand it happening.
Yeah, it's like she's saying to Matthew, you're actually not that fucking important. I've got work
it's
to
like
do.
she's pointing her remote and going, pause.
Pause,
I've got to do this. And then you're kind of like punching the air, going, JK, you're killing me with this chapter because it's so bloody brilliant.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful constructed chapter.
Everything I've wanted to say to Matthew.
Oh yeah.
And
more so.
And more.
And she really reveals a lot of truths.
She really does.
Some really dark truths. And she says it not to be nasty or something. She says it because it needs to be said.
There is a little part of her, though, I think, that kind of is relieved and to say it. To go.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
But she's saying it. By saying it, she's letting it out. She's going, you know what? Let's actually... And she's not like crying while saying it. That she's going, this is it.
Yeah.
This is a situation.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get the fuck
and
out
I'm
of
getting
it.
the hell out of it.
Yeah. Oh God, I love. Do you agree that it's a Robyn book?
Yes, because it's Robyn essentially that takes down the murderer.
Yeah.
I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah.
That Robyn is given that opportunity because it's been Strike for the last 3 books.
Yeah.
So I loved that she did that.
Mm-hmm.
And that as well, that the murderer was someone that I was taken in by.
Same here.
Completely taken in by.
Same here.
And I know who I want to play him.
Yes.
I want Luke Pasqualano
I would love it if
from the
played
Musketeers
him. I
to
would
play him.
love it if he played him. I hadn't thought about casting at all until you mentioned it yesterday, and I was like, oh my god, yes,
He'd be perfect because in the book this person is described as being Italian looking.
Yeah.
Which he is actually Italian.
Yeah.
Or from an Italian family.
Yeah.
That he's handsome, he's charming, he's but I know that Luke is capable of playing the dark side of that as well.
I've been watching the Borgias this week. I've gotten into watching the
He
Borgias.
was such a baby in that.
I thought I'd give it a go, and I've really, really loved it. We've just finished watching the series 1 finale, and Luke's in it with Holiday Granger.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my god, because they've got such great chemistry in the Borgias, and it's been really great.
And he was in Musketeers with Tom.
So it kind of please fits. Please BBC, please. That would be wonderful. But I love how complex a character he is.
He is very complex, but then the mystery is very complex.
I know.
There's all these sorts of like bits of it around, and they all fit together.
Yeah.
But getting your head around how it all fits together.
Yeah.
But then of course she just goes, yeah, that's that. That person is that person. Yeah. Oh no, you thought that person was like that. They're not. They're like this. It was like, wow.
Yeah.
It was great. It was great.
And I loved the questions about money and
privilege.
And there was a lot of horses. Horse references throughout, and there was like a bit where earlier today, because Laura's finished it in the kitchen, I'd be sat here watching the Borgias, and she's like, "Oh my god, there's a horse on the dell!" You don't think about it, but it's there, and things. There's signs throughout, and if you go back, because after I finished reading, I went back over and I read the bits that Billy's telling Strike of what he saw. And it's right there in front of your face, but you don't see it. You can't see it.
Yeah.
And she's a genius at doing these kind of puzzles. So this crime writing really suits her.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that she writes crime, and I'm now really, really desperate for the next book, but we're going to have to wait
a couple of years.
2, maybe 3 years, depending on when she's able to write, because obviously she's got the Fantastic Beasts stuff and any other project she's doing, and Loomis Foundation, and oh gosh, it's amazing.
But should we talk about the kiss? The kiss that isn't and the kiss that is.
The kiss that isn't and the kiss that is. Oh god, it was painful to read because I wanted it so much to happen.
Yeah.
What were your feels? I can't think of words at the moment to convey how I felt entirely about it. It was.
I loved the fact that even though they were cross with each other at that moment, Strike reached out to her to tell her about Jack, and she just went, she wasn't like,
because Jack's his nephew, who he had his appendix, wasn't it? He had appendicitis and his appendix burst while his parents were in Italy. His Lucy is Strike's half sister, and she's Jack's mum. And they were in Italy, so Strike just it was crazy because Strike never reacts to a phone call like he reacted to that, and that was how it ended chapter, where he got his phone call and he got cut off mid sentence, and his eyes just widened and he just ran out of his office. And I was like, oh my god, what the hell is going on? And we found out it was Jack, and he was in a really bad state.
He was close to dying.
Yeah, Strike was doing this thing of protecting his sister as much as possible by not really telling her the whole situation because she was so frantic, and they couldn't get a plane out until a day or so later. And he was all by himself in this hospital and kind of driving himself a bit mad, and staying up as long as he possibly could to make sure he was awake to be with Jack, and he was just it was really tough. And Robyn called him and he said, I'm in hospital because Jack's in hospital, and she just turns up. She just goes straight to the hospital to be with him, to sit with him, to make him a cup of tea, out of canteen out of a machine
Yeah.
that doesn't give the tea that he wants. And Strike, when he got upset, when he got choked up and everything, I was like, oh my god, I want to give you a massive hug.
Yeah.
He was, oh god, I don't think Strike has ever been in that state before.
No.
I mean, he got
No.
upset with, when he got absolutely plastered over Charlotte in the first book, but that was something different.
See, her involvement in this
Oh, yeah,
book
we'll get to that in a minute.
was very interesting.
Yeah, and then for when he's saying bye to Robyn, and they have this kind of
moment
and this kind of accidental miss-kiss thing. It was just like...
But they both enjoyed it.
Yes!
They both liked it.
Yes.
And,
it was just like, oh my god. I think I probably reread that page probably about 7 times before I carried on to the next page. I was just like...
And as the book progressed, it's they're going to get together. They've got to get together.
They've got to.
Because they're just
perfect.
Yeah, it just works, doesn't it?
I know. But my god, and it was such a funny, quirky moment, but it's so massive and what sort of step, but not a sort of step because it was. Oh, it's just so confusing.
It was fantastic, but no, I think next book something's going to happen.
Something's got to happen.
Something's got to happen next book.
To happen, and it better not include Charlotte.
I think
the bitch Charlotte.
It wouldn't surprise me if Charlotte ends up being a mystery that they have to solve one of these days. That would be
interesting. Because the bitch Charlotte turned up because of this whole case with this family who were quite wealthy and all that lot. They kind of had to go to, various places and events that, wealthier people attend.
Not that we'd know.
No.
We don't know that life, do we?
But I'm perfectly happy not knowing
that
life.
We're poor and proud.
Yeah.
Yay!
And they go to an event, and Robyns, she's in the green dress, isn't she? Yes, she's in the green dress from the first book, which just gives me shivers. It's absolutely wonderful. With the green dress, and Charlotte is there. And
she's pregnant.
Yes.
And she doesn't want to be, and she hates everything. And
she keeps talking about because she's expecting twins, that she'll abandon them.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah.
Which is just really kind of messed up. But she kind of spies Strike and goes over to him.
Yeah.
And she won't leave him alone.
Yeah.
And kind of insists that he walks her out.
Yeah.
And such.
She's playing games.
Yeah.
Already.
And she just happens to turn up at the art gallery where he's meeting with somebody to talk about a painting the following day or a couple of days later. And has a funny turn.
I don't know, that could have been real.
Well,
to be fair to her, that could have been real.
I suppose, but then at the same time, it was just a bit
because you only see her from Strike's point of view, and I get it. She's been terrible to him. She's played him. She's messed him around. She's not above hissy fits for attention.
Yeah,
and I know that. But I also know what it's like to be pregnant. I don't know what it's like to be pregnant with 2 babies at the same time, but I know what a hormonal mess I was with just one baby inside me.
Yeah.
It's absolutely possible that she did genuinely feel ill.
Yeah, okay.
However...
Oh, hang on. I'll go into that. You carry on.
She kind of... what does she do? She sort of plays games, and she's very much... She likes having him to herself. She does. She likes that, and she likes playing games with him. And she's got a lot of problems, and he knows it. And Sorry, I'm just saying Charlotte plays games and he knows it. And
Oh yeah, totally. She just makes me think of a spider. She just, I don't like her. Her webs of deceit and
she's very hollow.
yes,
She's really hollow as a person, and he knows it. And I'm glad that he knows it now.
yeah.
That he's not in it with her.
Yeah. But I have a
now.
feeling that she could come back.
Oh, she's going to come back. Yeah. But I think she'll end up being a mystery that they have to solve. I wonder if a bigger mystery is being put into place.
Something's being woven.
Yeah.
Yeah. And JK herself has said that future stories and that, because she knows where Strike's going to go, she knows she's got that all planned out, that she's already woven in characters who are going to be important to later stories.
Yeah.
So,
like, you're telling me that the woman that invented the Shacklewell Ripper and invented Raphael Chisel isn't sort of that Jago Ross does not sound like a good man.
No.
I do think that there's something bigger being put into construction.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
And she's going to be at the centre of that.
Yeah. We'll just have to see what happens. That I really liked also in this the depiction of mental health.
Yes.
Through Billy.
And Robyn.
And Robyn as well, yeah, because she, it's revealed that she's suffering from PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, following the various events in the previous books, and especially the third one, you know, because of her getting body parts and all that lot, and
that's going to fuck you up.
Yeah, you know, being attacked and everything, and yeah, it's going to mess you up. So that was really, I found that really interesting, but and also quite funny with her doctor appointments, and Strike thought that she might be pregnant, so
yes.
he thought doctor meant something else.
Yeah,
not quite. And yeah, that was funny when, oh God, I loved the scene with them when she had a panic attack, because she had a few, and she had the panic attack, and they ended up on the side of the road, on the motorway, her crying and telling him that no, she's not pregnant, and then laughing about it, and then the motorway police turning up.
Yeah,
that was a really. I was like, I really hated it though when the police turned up, because Strike was in the middle of saying something and was about to say something. It was like, no, don't do this. But it's one of those moments that they have, which is just so perfect and it's so pure. It's like the drunk scenes with, you know, when Robyn got drunk in Career of Evil, when Strike got drunk in Cuckoo's Calling, even the arguments that they had. It's an important, intimate moment, and I didn't want it to end, but the freaking motorway police ruined it.
About that though is that he didn't touch her. He didn't try to comfort her. He just kind of let her ride out. The panic attack. And then when she was ready to talk, let her talk. I love that. I thought that was great.
He's so respectful to women. It's just,
he is.
Oh God, I love him. Who else do we want to talk about? The actual members of the families that the case covers.
Fizzy, Izzy, Talks, Pringle, Flopsy. I can't remember what the other kid was called. All these stupid nicknames that I've read, you know, the Mitford sisters' letters, and they've all got like 50,000 names for each other.
Kitty and all that kind of stuff, and
the donk, that was one of them, if I remember right. But actually,
it just makes you think of
JK's daughter, Jessica, who she nicknames Decca, is Jessica Mitford.
Oh,
so that might be that she's, and they all had names for each other. I wonder if that's where she got that from. And
it just makes me think of Miranda Hart when she talks about her boarding school with life, because she kind of grew up in a middle class family, and she's saying the nicknames are really crazy. Like, she had friends who were nicknamed like Puddle and Piss, and pussy and stuff like this. And she said it's really crazy when you like walk down the street and you see someone you used to know and you call them by that name, even though you can't help because that's in it. So you go, hi, pussy, hi, it's me, Mum the sperm, this kind of thing. Because that was her nickname, because she was really tall and lanky, so they called her Sperm, which then became Mum because her name was Miranda. So she was Mum the sperm.
Mum the sperm, nice.
But it's that thing. It's it's really weird, isn't it, that you get quirky names and nicknames, especially when you go higher up in society. But as the families, because it's these two families that are disconnected yet connected at the same time, and they constantly refer to something which it was legal at the time.
Yeah.
And multiple people say it.
And my thoughts were going in some really dark places.
Yeah. So was mine.
Some seriously dark places. I was trying to think,
what government legislations have come into effect since it was, about 95 or something, isn't it, that the crime took place? I was just trying to think, what on earth was it? And I couldn't think what on earth it was. And then for it to be revealed to be, relating to executions and such, it's just a bit like, really? There was this I didn't even know about that. But JK does that thing, doesn't she, where she brings in stuff that you never think about. Yeah. That things have taken place, legislations have passed in government. But I loved the fact that we kind of went behind the scenes of government, and it was about privilege, money, government, legislations, all this stuff, and the fact that now I can look back at it and go, God, you were so bloody clever. Mm-hmm. The fact that JK had people guessing what the title Lethal White was on Twitter using Hangman is genius. Mm-hmm. Utter genius. Yeah, everyone thought, oh, what a quirky game, hey, let's play it. And it's like, you have no idea what that means
and
until
picture
you've read it.
On Twitter of the USB stick that's a broken horse.
Yeah, there's 2 parts of a horse. I'm like, oh my God, she is so good. It is insane.
She's great, but
amazing this woman is.
I really liked how Cuckoo's Calling was a takedown of fame. Mm-hmm. Silkworm is publishing. Mm-hmm. Career of Evil is misogyny.
Yeah.
And Lethal White is privilege. Mm. And the fact that...
And Career of Evil also is to do with press as well.
Yeah. And like how, because of the Chisel's seeming wealth and position, the rules are different for them than they would be for us.
Yeah.
And that's just the truth. That is a truth in this country.
Yeah.
That under the layer of respectability of the very upper class people, there's a fucking river of shit.
Yes.
And that's just the truth. And
but I loved also the fact that you had this thing that with the family members of who are very privileged, you automatically get a thing in your head of, oh, they're all going to be in on it. They're all going to know. There's going to be secrets that they've just hidden away, expecting never to be revealed. And that's not the case. No. And there was one family member who we both thought, ever since you met her, she's involved in this. Yeah. She has to be, and she wasn't at all. No. And not that I'm saying that all privileged people in such a certain way and a very negative thing, but in like literature, it tends to be, isn't it? The higher the class, the snobbier you are. And there are some really snobby, horrible people in those families, but they were revealed, like Flick, who was revealed to be a genuinely nice person. She's just
fucked up.
She's just a bit messed up, and other members of the family as well, where they've got like a bit of an attitude or whatever, but that they're not murderers.
No.
So she, just as with other books, like if you look at The Casual Vacancy in that, she lives under the fold of the facade and takes a look, and like you see a woman who's quite flamboyant and stuff, but in reality she's going to bed at night crying her eyes out with a bottle of alcohol. There's so much complexity about people, and she doesn't stereotype.
Well, on the flip side of that, you've got Jimmy, who is abusive, who is violent, who is possibly, well, he is. He's a fanatic.
Yeah.
He's probably a very dangerous person.
Yeah.
But he's not a murderer.
Yeah.
He's got some shit.
Yeah.
But he's not all bad.
Exactly.
And that I did appreciate.
I liked that. Yeah. I liked that you didn't have a stereotype of privilege. It's oh my god, I just loved it.
It was so good, and that last little thing.
Yeah.
4 pages from the end.
I was like, no,
and I was like,
fucking way.
Oh wow, you wonderful,
and it makes it all the more powerful to understand the psychology behind Raphael and behind the connection of the two families and behind Billy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And how it's so easy for him to
conflate two things.
Confused two things that were happening in front of his eyes, and how that could have contributed a lot with his
mental health.
His development and not getting help, or and going down the path that he has gone.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh good god, if those with the situation just hadn't done that one thing, hadn't decided that he wanted to go out, his life could have been completely rewritten.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's the little things that you do that can really massively affect a person.
Maybe you could say the same for Raphael, because if you think about it, Billy is this incredibly mentally ill, vulnerable person who doesn't do any harm to anyone except himself.
Yeah.
And yet Raphael is he mentally ill? Possibly. But he does do harm to other people because he wants to maintain the facade and appearance of innocence.
It's almost like he's got
It's like their outside appearances are the opposite of who they are.
Yeah. And I feel like with Raphael, like, he's fine until he gets, like, a trigger of something. Not saying that it's a memory flashback and then he'll do something bad. What I mean by that is that if someone slightly lifts up the flap of the facade, he smacks it down straight away.
Yeah.
As soon as he gets that knowing that something's being peeled back, he will go for it. But until then, he'll just carry on as he is.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes him so great a choice for JK to choose as being our bad guy, because you really trust him. Yeah,
I really want Luke to play him.
You really trust him.
You do, and slightly fancy him at one point.
Yeah,
for me,
he is very charming in the office, isn't he? And doing various jobs with Robyn, who's undercover.
That was great. That section.
I loved
really
her
enjoyed
undercover work.
Yeah.
I go, oops, I dropped a pen. Try to get to the van, and hiding bugs, and that. But also, I really liked the introduction of additional people in the agency.
Berkeley.
I love Berkeley. He's wonderful. As I said in my initial review, if I'm being really, really, really picky, I would have liked Shankar to have appeared.
See,
but that's me being extremely picky, and not in regards to being involved with the case. I mean, just like a hello scene, just because I love him so much that I can cope with missing.
But he kind of is in the agency though, because he's like,
in a way he's
striped man on the ground.
I think he maybe the next case, if it's a bit more underground, then.
Oh, I can't wait to see him again. I love Shankar.
But Berkeley was great. A really great introduction of a new undercover detective. And I really hope they do put him in the drama. Because it'd be very easy to just cut him out and just say, this is striking Robyn. But then, at the same time, I was going to say...
Because they need him to
for the
Flick and Jimmy.
Yeah, and the whole the scene with digging up the oh god, that was
Who
hard.
was the other guy with MS who had to cry off because was it Campbell?
I think so. He's not in it very
No,
long.
hang on.
Because they have another guy who works for them, but he found out that he had MS or
He's
no,
got
oh
MS.
no, he's got MS, but then he gets worse. He has issues and means that he's not able to carry on. It's pretty early on. Because he's referred to on the list of staff, as it were, when she's going through the changes that have happened. Because they've got a new receptionist as well, who helps out, and she's very startled by Billy's presence, and she doesn't quite understand how to talk to him. And in a sense, it kind of frustrates Strike, but then she's not trained to deal with these kind of things. She's a receptionist.
Yeah.
Because she calls the police and tells Strike that she's called the police while Billy is stood in front of him. And he's like, no, you do not do that. And so that's why Billy legs it. But it's really nice seeing the agency expand. But what I really wanted answered, and we didn't get the answer, is what's happening to the building, because the building's going is being sold, isn't it?
Yes.
So they were
new
like,
premises.
Yeah, new premises, or is there going to be new premises? Is the building all right? Because that was never referred to in the rest of the book. So I'm quite intrigued to know if we're going to be having a new location.
Maybe.
For Strike.
And I loved in it as well the using the Olympics as the backdrop.
Yeah, because it was 2012, obviously, when this book is set. Because I think the first one is set about 2010. I think it is, because she refers to Robyn's engagement. She refers to the royal wedding coming.
Yeah,
and that was 2011.
Yeah.
So
I can't find his name.
Oh,
Never
well,
mind.
it doesn't matter. But yeah, and then you're seeing 2012 and how they sit and watch the opening Olympics. Strike's watching it with his sister Lucy and Jack.
That was so me. Please don't let it be shit. Please don't let us embarrass ourselves. And it was great.
Yeah. And I like the fact that because she could have talked about certain things that were popping up and and everything, but she didn't. And of course, because JK was actually a part of it.
She was. God,
and she
scary.
Yeah, she said it's the scariest thing that she'd ever done, and it was on her. It was Jessica's birthday. It was her daughter's birthday. So she had to miss birthday stuff to do rehearsals and such, and she said it was the most terrifying thing I've ever done in my life.
Wow. That's incredible.
It's that pressure. It's not just the fact that you're just reading a few lines from a book and everything. It's like there are millions upon millions, probably billions of people around the world watching you right now, and you cannot possibly mess up. That must have been so hard.
That must have been difficult.
But anyway, yeah, she could have talked about certain things, but she didn't. She just said, and then it was over, and they carry on. I'm really intrigued going forward with what's going to be happening with Robyn, because let's face it, she's got a very good lawyer in Ilsa, who loves Robyn. She really loves Robyn.
I know. I think
she's starting a new life.
It sounds like Matthew and Sarah split up as well.
Well, yeah, but I don't
who
care
cares?
about that.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It really does not matter.
It really doesn't matter. But I loved it. I thought, JK, you rock.
Yeah.
It was great. And you broke my reading slump.
Yay! You can depend on Queen JK. You can depend on her.
Thank you. It has been bad. It's been bad.
Yeah. But you've broken it now.
I've done it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start a Discovery of Witches today.
Yay!
Because I really want to watch the show.
Yeah.
But I want to have read the book first.
I'm the same. That's why I haven't, because I've got the first book of the series.
Yeah.
I've got it in my jar. But I haven't watched the series. But because I've got Sky, I can download the series whenever I want. So it's not like a case of I've missed the series, I'll never see it again. So
all I know about it is girl is witch meets vampire in Oxford. That's literally all I know.
Same here. We walked past the building in Oxford where it's
Radcliffe camera.
Yeah,
it was very nice, very pretty,
beautiful building.
I must admit, I preferred Oxford this second time rather than the first, because the first time we went, it was heaving. It was horrible.
Yeah, did you go on a weekend?
I went in the summer. On a weekend in the summer, which was a mistake.
Crazy. We went on the Friday, didn't we? Yes, and then we had a time on Friday and the Saturday morning to look around.
That's
And
right.
it was busy the Saturday morning,
It
wasn't
was, but it wasn't anything like
it wasn't.
it was.
It wasn't heaving, but it was busy.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
But no, that's my next book.
I love their bookshops in Oxford. They're amazing.
They are.
I have to go back. I really do.
We should go back.
Yeah, that sounds good.
We'll do that. But
Cool.
anyway,
yeah. But JK loved it. We loved it. We
you
absolutely
are,
loved it. Thank
as
you.
ever, you are the boss.
You
was
are
great.
queen. You are Queen Bee.
You are. Let's not exaggerate.
But of the literary world.
Of the literary world. That's fine.
That's what I meant. I would have thought, Laura, I would have thought that would be obvious. I would have thought that would be obvious. That
There's
I'm
only
talking
one-
of the literary world.
There's only one Queen, Beyonce.
Yes, I know that, but
Okay.
I would have thought you would have understood that. I meant
No,
of the
I
literary
know.
world. Of the literary world, JK, to clarify, you are Queen Bee, and thank you so much. Yes,
Thank you.
Queen.
You're awesome.
And we hope you guys enjoyed this video, and
Yeah.
we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.